Good morning, and welcome to the Spring 2023 Commencement Ceremony for Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. My name is Michelle Day. I am the Director of Alumni Engagement for the Western Region and a very proud 1991 Prescott campus alumna. Today is a wonderful and momentous day, and it's beautiful weather as well. We celebrate our Spring 2023 Prescott campus graduates and worldwide graduates with all their accomplishments and the family and friends that have helped along the way. Today, degrees will be conferred for Embry-Riddle's Prescott campus and worldwide campus. We are also streaming the ceremony live on the internet so that those who were unable to travel to Prescott can still celebrate with us. We thank all of you who are watching from home. As a friendly reminder, now is a great time to turn off your cell phone or put it on silent mode. We will now begin our commencement celebration with the processional. The class marshals lead each college, carrying the gonfalon of that college. The class marshals have all been selected by the graduates. Carrying the gonfalon for the College of Arts and Sciences is Rachel Schmidt, instructor of chemistry. Carrying the gonfalon of the College of Business, Security, and Intelligence is Alan Sequela, instructor of global security and intelligence. Carrying the gonfalon of the College of Aviation is Ed Stevens, Assistant Professor of Aeronautical Science. Carrying the gonfalon of the College of Engineering is Ken Bordignon, Associate Professor of Aerospace Engineering. Representing the candidates from the Worldwide campus and carrying the gonfalon for Worldwide is Worldwide Master's graduate Darla Childers. Carrying the graduate gonfalon and representing the Prescott campus master's degree candidates is Tom Foley, Associate Professor, College of Business, Security, and Intelligence. Leading the platform party is Faculty Marshal Andy Garrick, Associate Professor, College of Engineering. Selected by the faculty, Professor Garrick carries the university mace and will place it on center stage. The ceremonial mace is a symbol of university scholarship, integrity, and leadership authority, in particular the authority of our chancellor, who presides over this campus. The platform party is comprised of the academic leadership of the university, the campus, and distinguished commencement speaker. Following the platform party will be the faculty, who will be seated on the arena floor beside the graduates.
declare these commencement exercises to be assembled.
Well, good morning. I'm Dr. Kathy Lustig. I serve as the Vice Chancellor for our Prescott campus. If you are able to in the audience, and everyone, would you please stand? At this time, Embry-Riddle's Army and Air Force ROTC Color Guard will post the flags of the United States and the state of Arizona. During the posting of the colors, the national anthem will be performed by Kennedy Ortega, College of Business, Security, and Intelligence. Please remove your hats and cover your hearts as we salute and honor the flag of our great nation. Color Guard, please post the colors.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the light that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Army and Air Force ROTC Color Guard. And thank you, Kennedy, for that lovely performance. Please be seated. It is my honor now to introduce the platform party, each of whom will have a role in today's commencement ceremonies. Please hold your applause until each member of the platform party has been called. Dr. P. Barry Butler, President of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Dr. Annette Carlson, Chancellor for the Prescott campus of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Dr. Sally Mason, President Emerita from the University of Iowa and today's commencement speaker. Our Prescott campus deans, Dr. Zafar Hadahat, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Timothy Holt, Dean, College of Aviation. Dr. Thomas Drape, Dean, College of Business, Security, and Intelligence. Dr. Ron Madler, Dean of the College of Engineering. Dr. Rondi Voorhees, our Dean of Students, and Mr. Brian Doherty, Dean of Enrollment Management. We also welcome today Dr. John Witrett, Chancellor for the Worldwide Campus. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Chancellor for our Prescott campus, Dr. Annette Carlson.
Well, thank you, Dr. Lustig, and good morning, everybody. It looks like we have a sold-out house today, so thank you all for being here. This is always such a great occasion to have a chance to congratulate our graduates and their family and friends. So before I make some additional remarks, I just want to introduce and welcome some special guests we also have in the audience. We have Dr. Audrey Butley, ambassador for the university. We have the Prescott Mayor, Mr. Phil Good. The Dewey Humboldt Mayor, John Hughes, and his wife, Carrie. And former Embry-Riddle Prescott Chancellor, Dr. Stephen Kane. We also have the campus Board of Visitors, a few representatives who are Mr. Jim Lee and Mr. Al Quayle. So please help me welcoming our very special guests. So, graduates, you have come a long way, and you've had an extraordinary experience during your years here at college. We don't need to talk about what those were, but you can be really proud of your accomplishments. We are certainly extremely proud of what you have accomplished. So it is really a good time to celebrate what you have accomplished. It is your talent, it is your dreams, and it is your hard work that has brought you here today. But don't forget those individuals who helped you to get to where you are today. And these are your family and friends. These are the ones who are here in the audience. So please, graduates, stand up and thank your family and friends who are here today to support you and have supported you through your years here. Thank you. Please be seated. In addition to your family and friends, I hope you've made some new friends, mentors, and supportive individuals. And these are your faculty. The faculty are here on your sides. Please, faculty, for those of you who can, please stand so we can recognize and thank you for all your incredible work. Thank you. Please be seated. So veterans, we are so appreciative for everything you do for us and for your service, so thank you. I would like to recognize our students, our veterans, our active duty, Guard, and reserves, including our newly commissioned officer from the ROTC programs among our graduates. So please stand to be recognized. Also, anyone in the audience who is a veteran and have served our country, active duties and reserve, please stand from the audience, and faculty and staff to be recognized as well. Thank you all for what you have done and what you will be doing and have done for our country. So graduates, on December 17, 1925, John Paul Riddle and T. Higby Embry created Embry-Riddle Company and set into motion a chain of events that would eventually change our lives and the world. That was to the day 22 years after the first flight of the Wright brothers in December 17, 1903. So today, this company that was created to train pilots has morphed into an international recognized university. We literally have campuses across the world. And we are not only graduate excellent pilots, we are graduating outstanding business majors, cybersecurity expert, engineers, scientists, and a broad range of other professionals. So I'm sure our founders never envisioned a university like this, but thanks for the hard work and visionary of people like we have here today, faculty, staff, and leadership, we are where we are today. And you have a chance to take part of that. Now you're part of the Embry-Riddle family, and we know that you are well prepared to go into the future. So again, I'm so impressed what all of you have accomplished, and I know this is just the beginning for you, and I know you will accomplish amazing things, whatever you set your mind to. So again, graduates, congratulations and good luck in the future. And now it's my distinct privilege and honor to introduce the president of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Dr. P. Barry Butler.
Thank you, Annette. And thank you and congratulations to all of our graduates here today as well. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, a great champion of higher education and the sciences, Dr. Sally Mason. Dr. Mason is the daughter of an immigrant father and the first in her family to attend college. She earned her BA in zoology from the University of Kentucky, her master's from Purdue University, and her PhD in cellular, molecular, and developmental biology from the University of Arizona. Dr. Mason received numerous grants for her research, including from the National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health. She's the author of many papers on the genetics and biochemistry of pigments in skin cells. At the University of Kansas, she became a strong advocate for undergraduate education. As part of the biosciences faculty, she received awards for her outstanding advising and teaching. She also held various leadership roles, including chair of the Physiology and Cell Biology Department and dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. In 2007, Dr. Mason was named president of the University of Iowa. About a year later, into her tenure, the Iowa River, which cuts through the heart of the university, flooded and swept the campus. More than 20 buildings were inundated, and a quarter of the school's classroom space was lost, along with much costly equipment. During her 9 years at the University of Iowa, Dr. Mason led not only a $700 million rebuilding of the university, but spearheaded an era of transformation. She oversaw the renewal of an arts campus, as well as the construction of a state-of-the-art children's hospital, a biomedical discovery center, and the first new residence hall since 1968. She also drove the university's first green initiatives, prioritizing sustainability in all aspects of the university's enterprise. Dr. Mason has held many leadership positions in education and science policy. She served as the president of the Council of College of Arts and Sciences and board member of the American Council on Education. And she's been a top advisor to the NSF's Directorate for Education and Human Resources, and has chaired a review panel convened by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama both appointed Dr. Mason to the prestigious National Medal of Science Committee, where she served multiple terms, including one as its chair. Dr. Mason now sits on the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University's Board of Trustees. Before joining Embry-Riddle in 2016, it was my privilege to work with her and along her side for several years. She is an inspirational and effective leader who drives student success and academic excellence wherever she goes. Please join me in giving a warm Prescott welcome to Dr. Sally Mason.
Wow, was that me? Well, let me start by saying thank you for allowing me to share this very special day with you. Commencement has always been an important day to me, just as it is for so many of you in the audience today. But I want to give you my take on this from the perspective of a first-generation college student. And that would be me, of course, first gen. So how many of you are the first in your family to graduate from college? Yeah. Okay. This is a big deal. Not just to you, but to all of your family members who are here today, and probably to many more who couldn't be here today, too. Many of you may be lucky enough to go right into the workforce, into jobs that your parents understand and will be justifiably proud of. You'll be pilots, engineers, air traffic controllers, aerospace industry workers, small businesses of your own making, and in large businesses that will dominate the aviation and aerospace landscape for the foreseeable future. Some of you might be like me, the daughter of an immigrant father who escaped from Eastern Europe to the US right around the Great Depression. No, not the one that you all remember, the one that your grandparents remember. And my dad, when he came here, he was 12 years old. He and his mother arrived on a ship from Europe, coming through Ellis Island in New York City, just like his father had done a few years previously. And they settled across the river in New Jersey. He spoke no English. When they placed him at the age of 12 in the first grade, he was mortified. So he taught himself English very quickly by reading the dictionary, of all things. Now, 4 years later, my grandfather became disabled. And at 16, my father had to drop out of school, get a job, and support his family. He worked right up until World War II, when he enlisted in the Marines and fought in the South Pacific. After returning from the war, he met my mother, who barely finished high school when she moved from Indiana to New York. And she went to work in a department store in New York City. So neither of my parents knew very much about higher education at all. But they realized just how much, even as a young child, I loved school, I loved reading, writing. They couldn't keep me from speaking, and they encouraged all of those things. hoping that one day I might go to college. I might graduate and get one of those good jobs that college graduates get. Now imagine their surprise and disappointment when during my senior year, and they asked me what I would be doing after graduation, I told them I'd be staying in school, be going to graduate school. I remember the long pause on the phone when my dad heard that news. So I very quickly reassured him that while I was staying in school, it wasn't going to cost him any money anymore. Now, he clearly wasn't thrilled with this, but he trusted me, and it turned out okay. Now, let me give you another reason why you may have made a wiser choice than me in terms of what you're going to do after graduation. I stayed in school as a student for 6 more years, earning a master's degree, eventually a PhD in biology. And then after 2 more years of research as a postdoc, I became an assistant professor of biology. And I was, by all measures, at that point, pretty successful. That was going pretty well. Getting promoted to full professor in less than 7 years, eventually becoming a department head, then a dean, then a provost, finally a president. Serving as the 20th president of the University of Iowa is one of the great privileges of my life, one of the great Big Ten research universities in our country. Now, my parents didn't live to see me become president or provost, and I'm pretty certain they never fully grasped what it was I was doing. I can remember my dad telling his sister one Christmas, shortly before his passing, when she asked how I was doing, he said, this is a quote, "She's doing fine. She's still in college, but it doesn't cost me any money anymore." There you have it. I was a full professor and dean at the University of Kansas at that time, but he put it all in perspective for me with those words that so succinctly summed up my life's work. Still in college, which is where I spent my entire adult life. So, here we are. Whether your parents fully appreciate your educational accomplishments really doesn't matter. They are proud of you, just as we are. So as I wrap this up today, I want to tell one more story, and then I want to offer something that I hope will feel a little like advice, because that's what commencement speeches are all about. Most of you aren't old enough to remember General Harry Shelton, a former chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff. But every time he gave a talk, he reminded himself of a book report that a little boy once wrote about Julius Caesar. And it went something like this, and this is a quote. Julius Caesar lived a long time ago. Julius Caesar was a distinguished leader. Julius Caesar made long speeches. They killed him. So, at the risk of suffering a similar fate, let me close with something that a 19-year-old Harvard student wrote back in the late 1960s. A young man by the name of Kent Keith wrote something that he called the paradoxical commandments. Now, this was before the internet, believe it or not, okay? There was something before the internet. So he self-published them. And eventually, these were out on the web. They circled the globe. People quickly forgot that they had originally been written by a young, unknown college student. And many people thought that these were originally spoken by Mother Teresa or the great psychologist Carl Menninger. And I'm sure that in today's highly connected world, Kent Keith, the true originator of these, would be, at the very least, a very well-sponsored influencer. So I call these the 10 anyways, and here goes. Number 1, people are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but follow only top dogs. Fight for the underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help them anyway. And finally, give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth, but give your best anyway. So to all of the students graduating today, do all of these things in your lives and you will fulfill your promise. These are great words to remember, especially for those of us who are perpetually, eternally, and maybe even a little cynically optimistic. Good luck, best wishes, and know that we will be watching and cheering you on as you go forward. Congratulations, graduates.
Over here, Sally. Come on over. Go ahead.
So thank you so much, Dr. Mason, for those really inspiring words. As a token of appreciation, we are giving you our Prescott Eagle.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you so very much.
The honor of being class speaker is given to the recipient of our highest award, bestowed to one of our graduates, the Chancellor's Award. This award recognizes an outstanding graduate senior and leader who has an exceptional record of academic achievement and a high level of campus involvement and leadership experience. This year's Chancellor's Award winner and class speaker is from the College of Engineering. Please welcome to the stage, Matthew Preskevich.
All righty. Got to adjust this first. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know who I am the guy that wears the Sixers beanie all the time. So to get into something more comfortable, we're going to wear this for this speech. So, first, I'd like to take a moment and thank the students for being here. I'm sure you're required, as well as the friends and family that are in the stands as well. I'd also like to take a moment and first thank my mother, father, grandparents, and entire family up there in suite near 215. Thank you, guys. I wouldn't be here without you, and I love you very much. I am truly honored and grateful to be the class speaker for this wonderful graduating class. My journey started off when I was 17, deciding on what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I wanted to go somewhere far for college, but where that was, I had no idea. One day, I got an email from a small school in Prescott, Arizona called Embry-Riddle. To make a long story short, I decided to apply and eventually attend Embry-Riddle. But when I got here, I knew nobody. I was coming in blind. Ironically enough, the first person I met here who helped me move into my freshman dorm went to my high school. 2,500 miles away from home, and the first person I meet went to my high school. At this point, I laughed, made a sarcastic joke about going back home, but proceeded to move my stuff in anyways. And on that day, not only myself, but all of us started our roller coaster journey to this very day. Through the years, a lot has happened, and a lot has changed. We've grown up. Entering college a dumb teenager and coming out some sort of an adult takes a lot. A level of maturity tantamount to Master Oogway in Kung Fu Panda. I myself changed by being able to foster mentorships with a variety of my professors, including Dr. Yimga, Dr. Haven, and Dr. Wall, who have all helped me tremendously along the way. And I'm sure each and every one of you feel the same way towards a professor, faculty member, family member, or friend. In middle school, I had to write a letter to my future self as a senior in high school. I got this letter in the mail sometime during my senior year. I don't remember when exactly, but I did get a letter in the mail addressed to me with some janky handwriting and misspelled words, one of which was my own last name. The theme of that letter wasn't video games or the Sixers being pitiful yet again, but wanting to experience life and learn, wanting to learn and experience life in a different way. Granted, high school is different from middle school by about as different as T1 is to T2, but you get the idea. Growing up isn't easy. It isn't something that happens overnight, and as cliche as it sounds, experience. As a kid, I remember the lessons my parents would tell me, things to do, ways to act, that I would only understand years down the line. In a way, I understood them then, but still didn't follow. I knew what I needed to do, or should do rather, but for some reason I didn't. It wasn't until college, and well into college I might add, that it all clicked. One day, after experienced life, learning a variety of lessons I should have learned much earlier, I grew up. Each one of us, to some degree, has experienced this. You might not see it now, and you might think you've actually gotten increasingly more immature, but trust me when I say your family, your friends, and your peers all see it. Over time, we learn new things, we experience new events, and more importantly, we grow up. We learn what it's like to be an adult, how to communicate with others, file our taxes, and become the person our younger self would be proud of. Every person here has achieved this in some sense, and I am proud of each and every one of you. The future may be difficult, and it will get bumpy at times, but you will always have support. From your classmates and professors to your family and those you love and can never imagine life without, they'll always be there for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. You have me inspired to grow up now. Well, are you ready for this? We now recognize candidates for the degrees. You can be louder, it is what you're here for. We will be awarding degrees for the Prescott campus graduates, along with the worldwide graduates earning Bachelor's of Science degrees and Master's degrees. Professors Stacy McIntyre and Jonathan Adams will read the names of the graduates. We ask that each student stand alongside their dean to receive their diploma while a commemorative photo is taken.
Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees please come forward, starting with the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Zafar Hadahet, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, will be presenting diplomas to all College of Arts and Sciences degrees. Recognizing candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Biology, Annabelle Lee Brigante. Monica Maybell Sines, magna cum laude. Chase Hoyt Verdugo, summa cum laude. Recognizing candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Astronomy, Marina Beth Ann Beltran, magna cum laude. Emilino Medina. Megan June Piet, magna cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Forensic Biology, Mackenzie Ann Bartlett, summa cum laude. Isabella Jasmine Bigando. Kylie Paige Cantrell. Emma Nicole Civilier, magna cum laude. Caitlin Dillon, cum laude. Caitlin Josephine Fichu, cum laude. Allison Darlene Flint. Ashlyn Marie Hernandez. Alexandra Jane Mayer, magna cum laude. Mason Mayer, summa cum laude. Gabriella Nicole Reese, summa cum laude. Lizzie Catherine Simon, cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Forensic Psychology, Tori Nicole Anderson. Robin Ray Zapp. Gabrielle Dawn Pingleton. Emily Eve Simon, cum laude. Waverly Christina Simpson. Abigail Marie Slees, summa cum laude. Jenna Sumter, summa cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Human Factors Psychology, Clarissa Nicole Winks. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Simulation Science, Games, and Animation, Ashton William McDonald. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Space Physics, Justin Carpenter. Caleb Colucci, magna cum laude. Kenna Nicole Nagler, summa cum laude. Benjamin Renee Nikolai. Mitchell Owen Novak. Caitlin Rose Ohms, summa cum laude. Clarissa Maria Paveo, cum laude. Ashlyn Elizabeth Primer. Demetrius Sebastian Ramirez, cum laude. Janessa Renee Sloan. Hayden Thomas West, cum laude. Dr. Timothy Holt, Dean of College of Aviation, will be presenting diplomas to all of College of Aviation degrees, recognizing candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Science. John Cleveland Adams. Raid Ibrahim Alatik, cum laude. Magrin Saiger Alotavi, cum laude. Mohammed Naif Alawali. August John Bloomquist, magna cum laude. Thomas Michael Boardman. Peyton L. Campbell, cum laude. Pin Chun Chow, magna cum laude. Dobin Chung, summa cum laude. Kimane Jiron Creech. Joshua Aaron Cross, magna cum laude. Yi Hao Alex Dai, magna cum laude. Gregory Wolf Dans. Camden Eli Deller, cum laude. Austin Reed DeRose. George Daniel Fiskew, cum laude. Julian Lee Francis, magna cum laude. Brandon Kenneth Gillard, cum laude. Logan Blair Haynes, magna cum laude. Jared Anthony Hendrickson, summa cum laude. Zachary Byron Jabara, summa cum laude. Samuel Lee Jones, cum laude. Cheng Wei Cao. Yi Sak Kim, magna cum laude. Anthony Colios, magna cum laude. Yang Jae Kwan, magna cum laude. Hans William Christian Latinen. Zachary James Leiden. Wei Chi Jimmy Lin. Doug Yu Liu, summa cum laude. Reed Anthony Lorenz, summa cum laude. Cole Alden Markham. Emily Marvin, summa cum laude. John Woodson McKenna, summa cum laude. Joseph Mensa, summa cum laude. Maddie Elise Mitchell, magna cum laude. Hayden Patrick Moores, magna cum laude. Walker New. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Unmanned Aircraft Systems, Jung Soo Park, summa cum laude. Jackson Robert Pollock, summa cum laude. Blake Peter Roderick. Christopher Michael Rose. Benjamin Joe Rubash, cum laude. Ryan Sakul, magna cum laude. Nicholas Savely, cum laude. Dustin Taylor Shelby. Andrew John Robert Simpson, summa cum laude. Brock Michael Stanley, summa cum laude. Josette Claire Steinis, summa cum laude. Kevin Joseph Stroy, summa cum laude. Ji Hon Sa, summa cum laude. Mohammed Hassan Urazi, cum laude. Rafael Esai Urea, summa cum laude. Kendrick Scott Vale, magna cum laude. Colin Scott Walker. Trevor Dean Weir, magna cum laude. Joshua Arthur Werner, magna cum laude. Abigail Lauren Westgard Heinen. Ethan Rassi. Sean Charles Wright, cum laude. Jackson Andrew Yates. Julie Ann Zimbruski, magna cum laude. Abdullah Ali Alkanti. Prince Gersum Kahane Anselmo, summa cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautics, Trent William Bassler, magna cum laude. Blake Marshall Blumquist, summa cum laude. Jarrett Brandon Bostick, summa cum laude. Ryan Alex Sino. Mia Nicole Cooper. Ryan Thomas Curran, cum laude. Gabriela Annalie Del Rio, cum laude. Liam Peter Delahunty, magna cum laude. Omar Deet, cum laude. Alexa Ray Dunn, magna cum laude. Michael John Franceschi. Tyler Cullen Gathis. Christopher Eric Hallison, magna cum laude. Brianna Emma Holguin, magna cum laude. Catherine Hyde, summa cum laude. Hayden Jared Karnick, summa cum laude. Jin Ha Kim. William Brennan Kinney, summa cum laude. Ethan Alanis Colorbaum. Carly Marie Quitten, magna cum laude. Raquel Labard. Kyle Sidney Leslie. Eduardo Esteban Long Valenzuela, cum laude. James McGuire. Kelly Ann Megas, summa cum laude. Canute David Miller. Dag Christian Monrad Moeller. Salvador Ikaika Morales. Jack Aaron Muncie, cum laude. Rhea Hulamai Nino Neitzel. Kyle Edward Neubauer, summa cum laude. Sarah Amber Emily Newman. Laura Ashley Nischel, summa cum laude. Carson Orr, magna cum laude. Robert Pearsall. Man Patty Norvet, magna cum laude. Miguel Robles, cum laude. Juan Diego Romero, summa cum laude. Violet Winter Ruff. Angel Sonora. Zachary William Shaynow, cum laude. Aryan Sandeep Sharma. Andre Joseph Storinsky. Tess Natasha Terrenson. Michelle Renee Thibault. Connor Andrew Timko, cum laude. Cameron Todd, cum laude. Brandon Michael Vincent. Jacob Tyler Wooten, magna cum laude. Waipui Ewan, magna cum laude. Simon Peter Zamana. Shou Yi Zhang, summa cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Air Traffic Management, Jalea Butler. Mark Grismanowskis. Mallory Jones, magna cum laude. Karen Mizuki Lau, magna cum laude. Callista Likanoff, cum laude. Miranda Scout Marcos. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Meteorology, Jackson Todd McFarlane. Brooke Abigail Sullivan, cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Unmanned Aircraft Systems, Emery Charles Chandler, magna cum laude. Christopher Eric Clausen. William Spain Hansen. James Hoffman the 14th. Christian Marion, cum laude. Philippe Jacques Naveau, magna cum laude. Christian Panos, magna cum laude.
Dr. Thomas Drape, Dean of the College of Business, Security, and Intelligence, will be presenting diplomas to all College of Business, Security, and Intelligence degrees. Recognizing candidates for the Bachelor's of Science degree in Aviation Business Administration. Kyle Robert Buffelli. Thomas James Dunian, cum laude. Joseph Austin Guerrero. James Andrew Milnor. Adrian Frederick Nagel V, magna cum laude. Zixing Peng, magna cum laude. Thomas Perlman. Alec James Rankin, magna cum laude. Vrudi Ranish Sangvi, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Wood. Amanda Zhu. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Cyber Intelligence and Security. Michael Joseph Densmore. Stop. Richard Parker. Shannon Quinn Byrne, magna cum laude. Elizabeth K. Chakowski, summa cum laude. Isabella Vanessa Clark, magna cum laude. Gabrielle Erin Connell. Ashley Christina Cook. Amanda Michelle Davenport, magna cum laude. Jackson Nolan Edwards. Zachary T. Freet. Jacob Michael Garduno, cum laude. Cody Clark Hust. Janelle Justina Kanga. Lane Keegan, magna cum laude. William A. Nugem, magna cum laude. Kennedy Ortega. Sarah Reiter, magna cum laude. Tiana Rose Sardelli, summa cum laude. Jacob A. Waterman, summa cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Forensic Accounting and Fraud Examination, Stone Aguirre. Mansoor Jassim Hilal Rashid Al-Blushi. Saeed Al-Dari. Haref Saeed Saif Sultan Al-Khabi. Kiara Alexandra Bean, summa cum laude. Julia Caroline Boardman, summa cum laude. Ian Renoir Cunningham, magna cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Global Business and Supply Chain Management, Peyton Patrick Adams, cum laude. Timothy Judson Fergus, summa cum laude. Tristan Gray Leday. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Global Security and Intelligence Studies, Khalid Aldreri, magna cum laude. Hamad Salem Mohammed Saeed Al-Fiari, magna cum laude. Abdullah Hamad Al-Janibi, cum laude. Mansoor Hamad Al-Kabi, magna cum laude. Mansoor Al-Mansouri, cum laude. Humaid Ahmed Al-Muzre. Mohammed Faris Al-Mazri. Rashid Mohammed Al-Mazri, magna cum laude. Suhail Muhammad Al-Rashidi, cum laude. Abdullah Al-Shirafi, cum laude. Wesley Mark Ayers, cum laude. Hannah May Barsema, summa cum laude. Belguti Barjagal, cum laude. Evan Matthew Brower. Colby Taylor Camarina, cum laude. Tatiana Jessie Chacon. Autumn Champlin. Carol Noel Chatham, magna cum laude. Sadie Marie Corey, magna cum laude. Ziana Maxine Cremenshaw. Summa cum laude. Shannon Marie Dorman, magna cum laude. Tristan Owen Emholtz, magna cum laude. Christian Nino Fisco. Eduardo J. Garcia, cum laude. Natalia Gonzalez Barraza, cum laude. Olivia Joylyn Hansen, summa cum laude. Sinclair Sky Hardy, cum laude. Grant Fukuhara Hashimoto, summa cum laude. Sarah Nicole Hine, cum laude. Jared Christian Rimnack. Jada Jacobs. Austin Lee Johnson, cum laude. Dominic M. Johnson, cum laude. Hannah Lynn Johnson, cum laude. Melanie Ann Jones, magna cum laude. Eric Lechleitner, cum laude. Madeline Elise McLeod, cum laude. Mia Ann Carbonell Menzel, magna cum laude. Adriana Moody, cum laude. William Moody, summa cum laude. Jarrett Thomas Malloy. Ana A. Munoz. Sergey Nasarov, magna cum laude. Sydney Ray Nod, magna cum laude. Ryan John Passeri. Austin David Perez, magna cum laude. Emma Brooks Rash, summa cum laude. Kylie Paige Roberts. Madison Ray Rovelli, magna cum laude. Cole Harrison Rubin. Konstantin Rudnikov. Emma Jean Sanders, cum laude. Joshua Samuel Su. Catherine Olivia Zolder. Dorian Lee Taylor, cum laude. Rhett Ethan Theobald, cum laude. Michael J. Tokos, summa cum laude. Tota Allen Ushima. Maggie Nicole Van Dyken, summa cum laude. Brenna Ashlyn Van Cleve, summa cum laude. Grace Alexandra Vasquez, magna cum laude. Micah Philip Vigil. Cameron Walker, summa cum laude. Garrett Hans Weiler, summa cum laude. Kendra Mazzy Wilcox. Dr. Ron Madler, Dean for the College of Engineering, will be presenting diplomas to all College of Engineering degrees. Recognizing a Bachelor's of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering, Jacob William Akins, summa cum laude. Cameron Cicero Avent, magna cum laude. Maria Gabriela Babcock, magna cum laude. Ana Rocio Bader Elenes, cum laude. James Robert Bass, magna cum laude. Cameron Eric Beard. William Carroll Billings. Stephen W. Booth, cum laude. Katrina Justin Braun, summa cum laude. Dawson Lawrence Brindle. Zoe Dwayne Brown. Ethan Zachary Bruckler, summa cum laude. Jordan Robert Buckland, summa cum laude. William Burke. David Kaye, magna cum laude. Matthew John Carroll, magna cum laude. Melly Chetkin. Laura E. Clark, magna cum laude. Brendan J. Klein, summa cum laude. Jordan Nicole Dabney, magna cum laude. Tom C. DeVries, summa cum laude. Daniel DeSessa. Lauren Patricia De Vera, cum laude. Lucas C. Donahue. Andrew Davish Dornbush, cum laude. Natalie Rebecca Duden, magna cum laude. Riley Lynn Espinosa. Sheena Leanne Espirito. Blake Anthony Evans. Dotami Fakroha. Zachary Lisbon Felton Priestner, magna cum laude. Michael Davison Finnegan, summa cum laude. Marcus William Finks. Estevan Antonio Flores. Patrick Alexander Fogel, magna cum laude. David Lance Fryer. Karan Gaglani. Ethan P. Garber. Lucas Garcia Bustillo, summa cum laude. Keelan Andrew Gard, magna cum laude. Tara Rochelle Gordon. Evan Charles Grilly, summa cum laude. Evan Hayden, magna cum laude. Ian Ho, cum laude. Kelly Marie Hoffman. Justin Peter Holmes Smith. Andrew Hopwood, cum laude. Shane Anthony Howe. Serena Victoria Johnson. Ryan Douglas Kendrick, cum laude. Nicholas Joseph King. Priyanshu Kumar, summa cum laude. Tyler Fritz Kapanowski, cum laude. Jacob Gregory Lackey, magna cum laude. Garrison Kiyoki Lagapa. Jillian Kathleen Lamreau. Hunter Langamo, summa cum laude. Alexander Lesallery, summa cum laude. Caleb Corey Loomis. Joshua Lopez, magna cum laude. Max Ethan Martin, magna cum laude. Anthony Francis Carl Mastro Pieri, cum laude. Jessamine Rose McLarty Schroeder. Connor Dwayne McMullen. Erica Michael May McSheehy. Jonathan Michael Mercado, cum laude. Spencer Andrew Miklos, cum laude. Luke Andreas Miller, magna cum laude. Kyle Austin Mott. Tristan Dean Muzzy, magna cum laude. Cody Ryan Nisus. Pierce A. Wynn. Robert Shidera Woye. Joshua Scott O'Kee, cum laude. Grayson Aaron Peeler, cum laude. Eden Maria Fanner, summa cum laude. Matthew Robert Preskovich, summa cum laude. Matthew Raphael Pravat, cum laude. Andrew Kevin Perkypile, summa cum laude. Brandon Ragasa. Adam Gabriel Shapiro, summa cum laude. Chaya Goldie Sherman. Joseph Gabriel Schoen. Thomas Joel Sidgestad, summa cum laude. Amanda Nicole Smith, magna cum laude. Connor Sian Smith, cum laude. Madison M. Smith, magna cum laude. Dalton James Songer, summa cum laude. Michael Thomas Zoki, magna cum laude. Vishwas Tengoria. Jaden Thomas. Morgan K. Tolefson. Dylan Herlo Tomuta. Vince Tran, magna cum laude. Memansa Tiagi. Joshua John Varghese. Jacob Joseph Whitaker. Ryan Lee White. Nathaniel Andrew Wineski. Gabriel John Witt, cum laude. Adam Robert Wituski, magna cum laude. Christopher W. Worrell. Zhenxuan Yan, cum laude. Kyler Hawk Zackerson. Carly Zinder. Breland P. Braithwaite, summa cum laude. Now receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Computer Engineering, Spencer Cameron Davis, magna cum laude. Andrew Erickson, cum laude. William Andrew Gray. Colin Ray Mossbarger, magna cum laude. Edwin Reiner Schindler, summa cum laude. Tingwei Tiffany Shu. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering, Austin Carpenter, summa cum laude. Zachary Allen Couch. Tavion Glasper. Devin Kisvalvi. Lucas Patrick Marin. Lucas Alexander Markuson, magna cum laude. Cloline Mea. Corbin Orion Mulholland, magna cum laude. Drew Nobuyuki Yoshida, summa cum laude. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Tesla Nicola Alford III. Kevin Elias, cum laude. Dylan James Astrup, cum laude. William Michael Barmettler. Nicholas Edward Bates. Talon J. Becker. Titan Ray Burson. Benjamin Black, cum laude. Stephen McCallan Boyle. Zoe Elizabeth Brand, cum laude. Trevor Cargill, summa cum laude. Grant Wilson Carabine. Devin Carson Cole, summa cum laude. Jacob Ross Collins, cum laude. Scott C. Connors, cum laude. Dawson Ray Damish, cum laude. Ryan Doyle. Kyle Allen Dutcher, summa cum laude. Christopher James Egan, summa cum laude. Dylan Iacke. Andrew Hamilton. Peter James Holderban. Martin Hussey Jr. Megan Elizabeth Lennertz, summa cum laude. Haley M. Matthews, summa cum laude. Arthur Douglas McPeak, magna cum laude. Nadia Elizabeth Mirando Hernandez. Jacob Byron Peterson, summa cum laude. Nicholas D. Prohaska, magna cum laude. Brandon Lee Sandifer, cum laude. Mansadok Singh. Caleb Sioxon Ramirez. Hannah Grace Spiller, magna cum laude. Braden N. Stoyer, magna cum laude. Ashton Allen Utke, cum laude. Laura A. Vandiver. Jared Anderson Walker, cum laude. Rebecca Brianna Wiegand, summa cum laude. Jacob Wolf. Receiving a Bachelor's of Science degree in Software Engineering, Eric Dean Babcock, summa cum laude. Christina Marie Corliss, cum laude. Cordelia Serene Farrell. Let's see Diana Gonzalez. Arseny Gorbanev. Zachary Stewart Horak, cum laude. Alice Ann McKean, summa cum laude. Renzo Joao Meno. Jeremy T. Nicholson. Michael John Paff. Cody Shingyu Park, summa cum laude. Jack Ramsey, cum laude. Jason Liam Reyes Rasmussen. Hayden Roselle, magna cum laude. Aidan Gregory Rutherford, magna cum laude. Madison Audrey Schleif. Paige Constance Thompson, summa cum laude. Brandon Todd, magna cum laude. Johan Fernando van Hilst. Colton Gray van Ordsel. Fernanda Villafana Benitez, cum laude. Luis Zavala, magna cum laude. Will all candidates for the worldwide Bachelor of Science degrees please come forward, starting with the College of Aviation. Dr. Watret, Chancellor of the Worldwide Campus, will be presenting diplomas to all of the worldwide graduates. Recognizing candidates for a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautics, Timothy Neil Hain. Joshua E. Recker. Troy Jonathan Sladek. Recognizing candidates for a Bachelor's of Science in Technical Management, Faith E. Huffer, magna cum laude. Will all worldwide candidates for a Master of Science degrees please come forward, starting with the College of Aviation. Dr. Watret, Chancellor of the Worldwide Campus, will be presenting diplomas to all of the Worldwide Master's graduates. Professor Tom Foley will join for the hooding of the Master's graduates. We will now present diplomas for the Master's degrees in the College of Aviation. Recognizing candidates for a Master's of Science degree in Aeronautics, Richard Scott Bookbinder, Master's of Science in Aeronautics with distinction. Nicholas Dean Hansen, Master of Science in Aeronautics. Now recognizing candidates for a Master's of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering, Kelly Elizabeth Casper. We will now present diplomas for the master's degrees in the College of the Business. Recognizing candidates for the Master of Business Administration in Aviation, Darla K. Childers. Savon Didier Telemac, Holly A. van Hiemst. Recognizing candidates for the Masters of Science degree in Engineering Management, Zachary Thomas Fickle. Recognizing candidates for the Masters of Science degree in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Kaiser William Anderson. Recognizing candidates for the Masters of Science degree in Project Management, Haley Renee Norwood, a Master's of Science in Project Management with distinction. Will all Prescott campus candidates for the Masters of Science degrees please come forward, starting with the Masters of Science degree in Safety Science. Dr. Timothy Holt, Dean for the College of Aviation, will be presenting the diploma. Recognizing candidates for a Master of Science degree in Safety Science, Joseph Bruce Allen. Wei Ji Lin, Master of Science in Safety Science with distinction. Eli Murphy. Yi Song. Ai Tao Zhou. Hannah Caroline Rooney, Master of Safety in Safety Science and Safety Science with distinction. Dr. Thomas Drape, Dean of the College of Business, Security, and Intelligence, will be presenting the diplomas. Recognizing candidates for a Master of Science degree in Cyber Intelligence and Security, Garrett Lee Atkins, Master of Science in Cyber Intelligence and Security with distinction. Tyler Schreffler. Recognizing candidates for a Master of Science degree in Security and Intelligence Studies, Joshua Onabanjo.
Well, shoot. You took away my punchline. I was going to say, will all the candidates for the degrees please rise? It's time to celebrate. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Mason to join me at the podium. Dr. Mason, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the deans, it gives me great honor to present to you the candidates for Embry-Riddle degrees as noted in the introduction of each candidate.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, I hereby confer upon you as appropriate the Associate, the Bachelor of Science, and Master of Science, with all rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining hereunto. Now, bachelor degree recipients, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left side of your mortarboard. You have graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Mason. Well, if you're not standing already and you're able to, please stand. The Altitunes will now perform our alma mater, and we invite you to join in. The words to our alma mater are printed on the back of your graduation program.
Gather near, we lift our voices loud and clear, soaring high, O alma mater, threads of blue and gold. United we soar in vast open skies. Embry-Riddle, we hail thee, great memories will hold. So here's to you, O DRAU, alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you. Sing thy praise, remembering the days, coast to coast around the world, our bond forever true, embracing our dreams with pride far and wide. Embry-Riddle, we hail thee, great memories will hold. So here's to you, O DRAU, alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you.
Thank you, Altitunes. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, honored graduates of Embry-Riddle, we conclude our commencement exercises with a recessional led by the platform party, followed by the faculty, and then the Embry-Riddle graduates. The Embry-Riddle faculty has requested the opportunity to congratulate the graduates, each graduate individually, along with your family and your friends. They really would like to meet you. We extend an invitation for all of you to stay after the ceremony, and we have designated areas in the concourse for each college to gather. On this side, you will find the College of Arts and Sciences and the College of Aviation. Over here, your College of Business Security and Intelligence and College of Engineering. Please feel free to come up on the stage and take pictures in front of your college's gonfalon or in the staging area for pictures right off to the right there, okay? Well, please rise. We thank you for attending this great day of celebration. Everybody now please stand for the recessional.
I declare these commencement exercises concluded.